So we're talking today about the movie One Battle After Another. This is a movie that's based off of a book, Vineland, by Thomas Pynchon. Now, Nathaniel, can you name a book where a mom doesn't die?
The Bible? They're not going to all be
Oh, well, you're done.
Christianity.
You got to get the main two. There's no more after this.
I don't have any more.
Are you just going to hit other religious?
The Quran.
The Quran, the Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I have one.
So you've read 3 books. Okay.
I didn't read that one.
Hi, I'm Lindsey.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel.
We both have a lot of opinions about movies. And another thing that we both have in common.
Dead moms.
We both have dead moms. Our moms are.
That's not the funny part.
The life afterwards was the funny part.
Every single moment after.
Has been hilarious. So funny. Grief is fun.
That's the alt title for this podcast.
Grief is fun.
Grief is fun.
And one thing we noticed about movies is that they feature a lot of dead moms.
A lot of dead moms.
A lot of dead moms. So today we're going to talk about the film One Battle After Another.
The log line for One Battle After Another. One battle after another. Line for One Battle After Another is when their evil enemy resurfaces after 16 years, a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue one of their own's daughter.
This film was made by Paul Thomas Anderson. He directed it and he wrote it.
Yeah, some people call him PTA.
Not
me. Some people.
So we had GDT, Guillermo del Toro in the last one. We got PTA in this one. We love an actor.
We're on a roll.
Yeah. This film was rated R because they said the F word a lot.
Hundreds and hundreds of times.
So many times. In one sentence, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of F words in one sentence. You guys did not get a PG-13 on this one.
Well, there was some explicit violence, I guess, but there wasn't really any explicit sex or nudity or...
No. There was some sexual...
innuendo.
Some innuendos.
Yeah, innuendos. Is that how they say it in Philadelphia? That's what that sounds like.
This movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio.
LDC.
Yeah. As Bob Ferguson / Pat Rockman Calhoun.
/ Ghetto Pat.
/ Ghetto Pat.
Ghetto Pat was my favorite.
Yeah. Teyana Taylor as Perfidia Beverly Hills. Chase Infiniti, who plays their daughter. 2 little-known actors. You guys might not know these guys, but Sean Penn as Colonel Lockjaw.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he was a big in the 80s. He did, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Have you heard of that one?
I thought you were going to mention the domestic abuse allegations. Has he apologized for that?
I think his apology is going to any area in the U.S. that's like having any kind of devastating weather and bailing out water.
You know what? This isn't a political podcast.
This is not a political podcast. This film is very political.
Sean Penn also in a movie called Bad Boys. Not the one you're thinking about. A different one from the 80s.
Wow.
Where he goes to this isn't a Sean Penn podcast either, actually.
There's lots of people who are in this film. Regina Hall is in this film as well. Benicio Del Toro, whose name is Sergio San Carlos.
Yes.
In the film. And he plays the sensei.
Sensei.
Willa. Okay, so the movie, One Battle After Another. Here's the basic synopsis. We have a revolutionary group called the French 75. They're doing a lot of revolutionary acts. 2 of the leaders of that group, Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Teyana Taylor's character, fall in lust for each other. End up having a child who might actually be the child of one of the military bad guys, Lockjaw, played by Sean Penn. So then we have 16 years later, Lockjaw wants to be a part of this Christian fascist nationalist group called the Christmas Adventure Club. Has a little loose thread walking around known as his daughter because it's a racist group. He can't have any affiliation with any non-white people. So he's come in to try and kidnap Willa, take out Leonardo DiCaprio's character. A lot of migrant raids happening. Does he succeed? No, he doesn't.
One really does.
Let's talk about this movie.
All right.
Finally. We went and saw this movie last night.
Yep.
We drove together.
Yep.
And could not talk about it. And it was painful.
Excruciating. We've been friends for a long time. And one of the things we've always done is go watch movies and talk about them.
And then talk about them.
And then, so we were like, why don't we make a project where we do that? And then... Not realizing
that we took out the thing that we do
naturally.
Find other things to talk about.
Just sitting in the car being like, well, how about that interest rate?
What is your life like outside of what we talk about?
Do you do other stuff?
Yeah. Oh, you guys got a cat, right? Let's talk about that. I want to talk about the group, the French 75, and what that means. French 75 in this film.
Yes.
Which is named after you might think of the cocktail, which the French 75 cocktail is champagne and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
But that was actually created in the 1920s based off of this French 75 bullets thing
Yeah.
that took people out and made you feel bad because it basically killed you. This is exactly how a French 75 would make you feel the next morning. So you take one of these and be like, oh, I feel like I've been shot by this military.
By the bullet.
By bullets. By these big bullets.
That's not a great ad for the drink.
This prescient film because of what's going on in politics today.
Yes.
And what's going on in the US today. And also revolution in general, what it actually looks like. And what it looks like to be part of a revolution. And taking part in a revolution and being a leader of a revolution are very different things. And I think Perfidia, for the most part, is a leader. She's so devoted to the cause because she is the cause. Like being the cause versus being a person who wants to support the cause. And I think that probably has a lot to do with race to gender of the people who are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Leonardo DiCaprio, who's coming in, and he's the arms expert. He's this white guy, right? And he's terrified most of the film. Most of the film, he's so scared.
He's super bumbling.
I was trying to think of like when he was brave finally. I mean, I think he's the whole time he's really trying to be brave.
Yeah.
But there's this moment where Benicio Del Toro's character says to him, you know what freedom is? Freedom is living without fear. And then he's like, you need to jump out of this car by the time I count to 4. And he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's still.
And he never does.
Leonardo DiCaprio has not jumped out of the car. He's still in the car. And he's like, 4.
Yeah.
He's like yelling it. And then finally, Benicio swerves to throw him out of the car. He doesn't actually make that choice himself.
Yeah, he doesn't make very many. I guess to join the group, he chooses to do that.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just sort of like you watch him get pinballed around by all these other people. And
if we set up a film to have characters make choices, we have one character who just kind of refuses to make any choices and is just going along with what's happening.
He does choose to go after Willow.
Yep.
And that's the only like his real driving force through the second half or 2/3 of the movie.
I'm wondering now, thinking that maybe one of the things that Paul Thomas Anderson might be saying in this is that being brave can look like having no fear, can look like having no choice. Willa, I think, she can't decide not to fight. She has to fight, right?
Yeah.
She's been kidnapped. She's got to fight for her life. Yeah. She's got to get out of there, right? And I think so often films show us that option. Media shows us that option. But there's this other option, and I think this is like also based off of what the name of the film is, One Battle After Another, is that you just keep showing up and you might not be brave, but you just keep trying to fight.
Man, that's so much better than what I got out of them. I got Dad's Rule, Mom's Drool. I watched that movie and I was like, nobody's doing anything right. And then you see this white guy who's, I mean, I don't know if this is the point, but he's bumbling and cartoonish and funny. And all the things he thinks he is, Benicio Del Toro actually is. Mm-hmm. All the things Bob thinks he's done or would be participating in, Benicio is currently actively doing. He's calm. He never gets flustered. He takes the fall when he needs to take the fall, or like distracts the police by putting himself in harm's way when he needs to do that. He gives clear, concise instructions. He has a plan for everything. And then every other person almost is just like, like,
we have just in this one scene where Leonardo DiCaprio's character is on the phone trying to get through to the French 75 to figure out where the coordinates of where his daughter are. And they keep asking him for this password. And he's like screaming on the phone
his actual name.
And he's like, I am Bob Ferdinand. You fucking called me. You called me. He's like so mad and it's so funny. But while all this is happening, we have Benicio Del Toro's character
actually doing
doing this revolutionary work. We see him, talking to this group, saying, form a line. You're going to go downstairs. Don't be scared. Like all of these things to these migrant workers to these immigrants to try and make them feel safe. We have these two people arguing over this performative, like revolutionary stuff of like, give me the secret password. It doesn't matter. We have this other guy actually saving people. And I think that was so cool to see.
Maybe that's the real theme.
Yeah. What it is to be performative and be online and be saying you're like part of a revolution
versus doing the
versus
work.
actually doing the work of actually helping people, but actually being a member of your community and
Yeah.
reaching out and doing things.
Yeah.
And I think that's like something huge that's being said here.
It's mutual aid versus being in the comments.
Right. Being in the comment section, like going on, like I'm hella guilty of this.
Oh yeah.
Watching a movie like this makes it feel like you are supporting the cause that it's talking about. But that also is not true at all. You're supporting Warner Brothers. And it's like, and because
Leonardo.
you're Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like you watch that and you're like, they're saying everything I agree with, and I support this film, and I support what Paul Thomas Anderson's saying. I'm a part of this revolution. But you're really not. What does it really mean to be a part of a revolution and not be performatively a part of a revolution?
Yeah, I think that's a very astute observation. You know, it's super boring to do revolutionaries. To realize, like Benicio Del Toro's life was just making boring phone calls and being like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna put the sleeping mats here and keep all the food there and getting toilet paper and that stuff. There's no loud explosions and you might go to jail forever and it's really dangerous and scary. And I think all of this is like what you were talking about, the performance versus the actual participation. It's like, that's what the political parties do, the same thing. They really like lull you into this sense that you've participated because you voted one time or you went on the comment section and were like, but my guy is good or whatever.
Right.
It's all tied into the society of the spectacle. Our brains are literally tricked. They're like, well, I saw this revolutionary act and it feels the same as participation. And it's like, I did this comment online and then you'd like dust your hands off and I can watch more fun TikToks now, you know, like.
So the budget for this film was between 130 and 175 million dollars.
But can I just tell you that either of those numbers is so much money. And I've worked on major motion pictures. I've worked on television shows that everyone's watched. And that is a fucking crazy amount of money.
It's a crazy amount of money.
Especially there's no CGI, there's no animation stuff.
No.
It's just, where did the money go? Where did it go, do you think?
So part of the money went to Leonardo DiCaprio, who has a standard budget salary. Sorry, he has a standard salary, not a standard budget, but of $20 million. Part of the $20 million, I think Warner Brothers is okay because they feel like DiCaprio will bring in $20 million worth of people.
And you got to assume that Sean Penn is not going to get less than whatever Leonardo DiCaprio make. I mean, how many Oscars does Leo have? One? Does he have one? And Sean's got 2.
Yeah. Do you get more money per Oscar?
Like if I were Sean Penn's agent and I was going to be face to face, I would bring them both. just like, boom, boom, and then just be like, "What's the number?" You know what I mean? You don't need to give these people $20 million.
$20 million is a lot.
On the way over here this morning at 8:20, when I was driving over here, 8:40, there was a line around the block at the Vista Theater
to see it.
Yes, yeah. I was just like, Jesus, guys, it's just a movie. By the way, it's just a movie.
Please continue to watch this.
What is the point? I mean, to get an Oscar, if it's not about them making this money off of this movie, what does it do for any of them?
Well, there's the Oscar bump where you do get more money because people are like, oh, this was nominated for an Oscar, I'm going to go watch it.
But that's only because people in the media are talking about it. Did you see how this is like a real closed system?
Oh, it's an insanely closed system that you buy your way into.
Right. Of course you see. You spend this much money to get these people to talk about it so that everyone else hears about it. And it's just like, okay, well, don't do that. Don't go see this movie.
We loved this movie.
I loved it, actually. This is going to get a lot. It's going to big score for me because the movie's fucking fantastic. I don't know if that's come up through yet on... We haven't talked about whether or not we liked it. I liked it a lot. When I started thinking about dad's rule, mom's drool, I got a little bummed later, after the fact. The process, in the moment, the experience of watching this film, fucking incredible. Super, super incredible. But it easily passed the Mako test. It easily passed the Bechdel test.
Yep.
But it did also feel like a movie that a white dude wrote.
A rich white guy who's written a lot of films.
Yeah.
And he can go to Warner Brothers and say, I'm going to make a film that's $130 million at least, and I can't guarantee you're going to make any of it back.
I can promise you it won't make money.
I
Actually.
promise you it will not make money. It's going to be against about what 50% of this country thinks.
Yeah. Well, a hard 35%.
Yeah.
The other immovable 35%.
Yeah, an immovable 35%. Going back to the Christmas Adventure Club.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the Christo-fascist nationalist group. All
that
one
was
word.
Great.
They're so great. And at the end, we have Sean Penn, who's so excited to finally be a part of this nationalist group. And they're like, this is your office. And they kill him. And it's this huge, like, big building. And I thought for a second they were going to say, you know, this is your office here. There's offices all over the U.S.
They did say this is just one.
They said this is just one office.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for them to say, like, specifically. We have them all over the U.S. They didn't say that, but I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it. But just the amount of money this group has behind it to do such insanely terrible things.
I will say, and this isn't me being like, I knew what was going to happen, but when he walked into the office and I saw the furniture in there, I was like, that's not right. That's not the right furniture you'd have when you were welcoming somebody into this.
Yeah.
And I was right. So, just so you know, when I'm telling you about this movie, it's because I knew.
So PTA won, Nathaniel won.
We're
tied. Oh, am I? I'm high-fiving.
Yeah. It felt very like, that seems like you're richer than that furniture, that particle board.
Yeah, but
the chair was nice.
Come on. Have you been around rich white people like that? They don't have any taste.
Somebody posted a picture of Elon Musk in his kitchen, and I was like, that's it? That's what $1 trillion gets?
Well, he's never in there.
That's true.
Why would he have good stuff for the help?
It seemed like this movie was like, here's a portrait of a group of unserious people who have no money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the revolutionaries, the French 75. And then there was like, here's a portrait of people who are also unserious, but have a shitload of money. And that was the Christmas Adventurers Club. And then you have a portrait of a serious person doing serious real work, and that's Benicio Del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
And to some degree, the nuns, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the cartoonish nature of both the Christmas Adventurers Club and the French 75 was like, it's kind of humiliating and like, but so funny. Do you think that's the thrust? I
think one of the things that maybe we're missing about the French 75 and being unserious, though they did some serious tasks, was that they did become something that these other revolutionaries who were doing the real work look up to. Because when Benicio Del Toro figures out that he is part of the French 75, he's like so excited to save him a couple of times because of all of this amazing work he's done. Supposedly, right?
That's interesting.
So
the spectacle is important.
Yeah, so maybe...
According to Paul Thomas Anderson, who only makes money off the spectacle. Boom! You like that shit, PTA? Fucking email me next time. I'll help you.
deadmommovieclub@gmail.com. You can email that. You really did blow my mind, though, man.
Yeah?
I was like,
hell yeah.
This is not a political podcast.
It's not a political podcast.
This is a hell of a political film, though.
That's also a bit I stole from another podcast. This is not a political podcast.
Oh, no. You're the Dennis Leary of podcasts.
But they stole it from another podcast, too. So it's
so no one can own it.
Who even started podcasts?
Who started the podcast revolution?
You watch a movie like this, and I'm like, I know what my real feelings are.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid to say them.
Well, I think that's what's good about Leonardo DiCaprio's character. To me, that's what's good about it, is that it's like we all feel really terrified and that we can't
we have
risk
something
ourselves.
To lose.
Yeah, we all have something that we could lose, like the small amount of creature comfort that we have, right?
Yeah.
But then when you have other people who they don't have that option, there is no, I can turn away from it. There's so many people who don't have that. And I think that that's one really great thing that Paul Thomas Anderson did, is there is part of me that is like, are we really following this white guy around during this revolution when all these really great things are happening that, that they're actually doing on the ground? Are we following this guy? But he's a bumbling idiot, right? And I think that's on purpose too, to show that we're following him, but it's not because we're saying he's the greatest and he's the big leader and he's done everything and he's a white savior that's come in, right? He's not that. He isn't that.
Is he just saying try? Just try?
I think he's saying just try.
Just do anything?
Yeah, and the number one thing is trying is not watching the movie.
You sure it's not dad's rule, mom's drool? Okay, can we bring it back to the dead moms then? Because
Yes.
okay, there's two things. One, the tracker guy who says he doesn't kill kids, and then he's like, well, will you take him to people who do kill kids? Sure. That's functionally the same thing, man.
Right,
There's
right.
no fucking difference. And then the other problem I had with that is he gets there and he just like changes his mind. Why?
I like really agree with you on that because this guy who we've established by the Christmas Adventure Club that he's not white,
Right.
that
He's just in it for the money.
yeah, and he's in it for the money, and he can't really be trusted. They're like, is Avanti this guy that could be a soldier for us? And
Not
like,
a native son.
yeah,
Which is a very
but
like
it's fascinating.
excellent way to put that.
Yeah,
That's some good writing.
it's
Good job, PTA.
we've established that he's not this white guy, so that when he takes this girl to Lockjaw's guys that will kill her,
Yeah.
and they say they call him a racial slur. I don't remember what they say.
Oh,
but
I do.
you do?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's bad.
I'm not saying it.
Good. I was testing you. You passed.
Yes.
You passed that test.
I'm in the revolution.
You can be in my revolution that I'm putting on the internet and telling everyone about.
Hell yeah.
What's performative? So we have that like trigger for him that's like, okay, what am I doing? I should shoot all these people. I feel like it would have happened before then.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like he got like nothing happened that hadn't happened before.
Yeah.
They called him those names before.
Right.
They said that shit to him before. They knew who he was. He'd been there before. He knew the house, and there's really cool shit that happens in this movie. This guy feeling like this girl's trapped on a bench, and you're really worried because she's beautiful, and these guys are creepy, and you're like, oh, please don't do that. And then this guy's just filling up the gas tank on a boat, and you're like, oh, they're gonna dump her in this lake. Like he puts all these images in your head and all these possibilities, none of which happen, but it's like, I mean, that's pretty masterful filmmaking, I think.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about it as when he shows a shot of a guy filling a boat up. I was just like, oh, that's going to be how she's going to escape.
Oh,
yeah.
The duality of man and woman. Technically, this movie doesn't have a dead mom, but if your mom is not there, functionally, same thing. So you have a whole movie where mom is not present, and have we talked about the book Backlash? We must have.
You and I have talked about it, but I still haven't read it since last week we talked about it.
Okay. Backlash. No mom. And you have bumbling dad who's just doing his best. And and then at the end, there's a letter from the mom. Now, I, as a person with no mom, who got a letter from his mom late in life that no one thought to give me before. Like, I've had the exact experience of this person in the movie. Well, not exact, because similar.
You weren't kidnapped.
I wasn't kidding. There's no revolution. But I got this letter that she wrote me when I was like 5, and then you read it, and I it's just obviously there's many more letters. This is just part of a conversation that she was having with me. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
The things that the mom was saying to this kid were so solipsistic and self-serving, and like it was so narcissistic, and it was so gross and shitty. But of course, when you don't have anything, you're gonna cling to whatever you get so fucking hard. But I just wish that what the mom had said had been good. Like at all. Maybe that's the point, is that this person didn't really have it in them or something. I don't know. But it did seem Backlash. It seemed really like mom's drool, dad's rule.
From early on in the film, that she was focused on herself.
Yeah.
And I'm not even specifically talking about the moment when Leonardo DiCaprio is holding Charlene as a baby and Perfidia is trying to escape out, like leave them behind. And he's like, what are you doing? We're a family here, and we're a family here. And she is saying to him, I am not your mother. I am not taking care of you. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's such it's such an interesting conversation that they're both having. And they're both speaking to different things, completely different things.
Yeah.
We do set up that she is she is a rat. She turned all of her friends in.
Yeah.
And that was really disappointing to Willa to find out that her mom was a rat. We don't know exactly what LDC told her as a child, what happened to her mom, just that she was killed by a man named Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Let's do some final thoughts about this movie.
Final thoughts.
We've had a lot of discussion about the political parts of it.
This is me trying to beat the movie. If you are Perfidia Beverly Hills and you're face to face with an army guy who's captured and tortured all these people, why just shoot him? I know you don't get a movie if you do that. The banality of the bad guys, the guy just being like, do you know how many people tell me they don't know anything? You know, just please. And then like the one line that I thought was really funny is like, wow, you're in a container, a storage container covered in plastic and you're still making jokes? That's fucking like, the first thing I saw was the plastic and I was like, oh fuck. And then that guy makes a joke and it's like, double fuck. Like, I don't know. Sean Penn was incredible. That was amazing to watch.
Sean Penn was incredible. And I read on, I think, Den of Geek, they compared him to RFK. And I was like, oh, shit. Once I read that, I was like, oh, that's exactly who he is. What do we really think about this movie?
As a movie?
As a movie.
This is a great movie. I thought it was a really fun movie. It's super fun to watch. Leonardo DiCaprio. Is he worth 20 million? I don't know. But he's a really fun to watch. Sean Penn, fucking beast. Not a big Sean Penn guy right here. Don't care for him, honestly. But he fucking tore it up in this movie. Willow, she's very young, did an incredible job. Mm-hmm. The performances cannot be fucked with. None of them. Even the guys who were bad, you're like, well, that's on purpose. Like, you know, the army guys are just being dickhead army guys. So for me, the movie was very fun. It's long and I didn't even notice. I would watch this movie again. I probably will watch this movie again. I freaking loved it. Yeah,
I think it was really, really good. It's so action-packed. It does, like when we were going into it, we're like, this is 2 hours and 42 minutes, 52. I couldn't, it's so long. From the jump, it's action-packed. Yeah. It's like there's so much stuff happening. I loved so much of it. And I think the story was really interesting. And it evoked such an interesting conversation about performative revolution between us that I think is really, it's an important conversation to have of like, what does that look like? I really loved it. I think Sean Penn, shady dude, but really strong. Very good RFK impression. He should go on to SNL and do an RFK.
Oh, that would be incredible. That's such a good idea.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio was great. There was one joke thing that I wrote down in my book, which was Leonardo DiCaprio gets this little butthole mouth whenever he's thinking about something. It's like this.
Oh, yeah. That's
it's so tiny.
Can I interrupt your thing? Because when I watched Gangs of New York, when it came out, I was like, well, you have the greatest actor of all time, maybe, Daniel Day-Lewis. And then you have a guy who just looks like you fucked up his latte.
Yeah, that is it. It's like his face is so scrunched up. I really, really, really like this movie. I think it was my favorite movie of this year so far. I can't think of anything that tops it.
What else has even come? I don't even know when we are.
We're in 2025.
What else has come out this year?
Oh, Sinners versus this one. I think I really like Sinners, but this podcast isn't about Sinners, so we're not going to talk about it.
That's smart.
Yep.
The reason we started this is because we can't stop talking about movies.
The way that we rate movies on this is we do it out of missed birthdays because our moms are dead.
Yep.
And they missed a lot of birthdays. So if you have a lot of missed birthdays, you're a perfect film.
Yeah.
Or near to a perfect film, or you're a really good film. I don't know. It's perfect.
Is it 5?
5 out of 5 missed birthdays is as you said last time, No Country for Old Men, which is a perfect film. Good job, Coen Brothers. 5 out of 5 missed birthdays. You guys should get back together.
Well, please.
Out of missed birthdays, what do you rank this one? We rank Pacific Rim as a 3.
And in retrospect,
we'd like to go back.
That is a huge mistake. That's a 2 at best. 2.5.
When you compare it to this movie, you're like,
I'm only gonna get one more missed birthday out of this movie.
That doesn't make any sense.
The way that I think of a perfect movie like Shaun of the Dead, just the whitest movies, both of them that you could possibly think of. God damn it. Is there anything I could add to this movie or take away, or that I would add to this or take away? Or I guess, how do you rate it? Yeah.
I kind of want to give it a 5 out of 5 missed birthdays. I know that might be nuts, but perhaps it's because besides Sinners, can't think of a film this year that's really amazed me. And one thing that happened with this movie that I love when that happens, because we're in this industry, we do write on our own. We do watch a lot of movies. You can see a lot of what's coming. And in this one, I couldn't see how they were going to get out of the situation. And when that happens in a film for me, that like really, it's so amazing.
It's very exciting.
It's very, very exciting because it happens so rarely.
Yeah. And it's why you go.
Yeah. Like there was a point where I was like, how is he going to do this? I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's really great. And I think all of the acting was top notch. I think the writing was great. And I loved the cinematography, even though I know it's not getting any kind of talk at all. But when it was shot in VistaVision and when they were going over the hills,
yeah,
that was so incredible to me because it makes you so nauseous and you're immediately there feeling exactly how he would be feeling trying to save his daughter.
That's true. And there was a lot of moments when the camera was just doing this, and normally that doesn't happen. They want to give you the experience of watching a thing, and that gave you more of the experience of being part of it.
Right. Being part of the revolution versus
comments.
Being a commenter
just blew my mind.
Just because of camera work, we all saved America.
I can't give it a perfect.
You don't have to.
But I'm like a 4.5.
You're 4.5.
4.5 missed birthdays. It's really good.
So the average on us is a 4.5 missed birthdays because I get a 5 and you give a 4.5, and I can do the math real quick, and that's 4.5.
Let us know in the comments what you think Leonardo DiCaprio should have been paid.
What should his actual salary be for this part? I just want to come in close to you guys real quick and just tell you a little secret. If you could like and subscribe, that would be really helpful. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I thought you were going to be like, look, I don't have anything against Leonardo. I would love to act across from him or something like that.
No,
no. Be like, put me in a movie.
Here's my other thing. I'm looking for a different co-host. One who actually
one who hasn't read so many books.
One who's not so book read.